Hello?
We'll be with you in a moment.
Okay.
Excuse me, how do I check in?
Please stay on mute for the reading of the calendar, okay?
All right.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that your cell phones are on silent or vibrate.
If we go through this middle corridor here, please hold that so that it doesn't bounce back and forth for the court, please. I appreciate that. Good morning, everyone. This is the State Court of Fulton County. The Orca Division. I'm Judge Eric Morrow, and will be presiding over court this morning. For those of you that are on Zoom this morning, please let me remind you that this is an official court session and you're to treat the court as if you are here with me in person. That means that if you are driving, you must pull over. If you are at work, you must find a quiet place to address the court. You should not be walking around while this court session is going on. If you are here in person with the court, please, when I call your name, stand up so that I can recognize you when your case is called before this calendar. For those defendants, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We do have public defenders that are here to represent you. If you would like to see if you qualify for their services and have not done so as of yet, we'll give you the opportunity today to see if you qualify for their services. If you have a private attorney, please let me know that when I call your name if your attorney is not in court with you. We also have solicitors present this morning that are able to discuss and give you the offers on your case. I am going to allow in just a moment both the public defenders to let you know how you can apply for their services, and I am also going to allow the solicitor to let you know what process that they want if you want to hear what the offer is in your case today. Today is, for many of you, is an arraignment calendar. For the rest of you, it will either be a status calendar, a add-on calendar, or a status or additional status calendar. When you come before me, please let me know if you would like to seek the services of the public defender, because I'm going to try to get that process started quickly. There are a number of you that are here today, so you're going to have to be patient with the court. It may take a while for them to get back. We'll take care of everyone this morning. If you ask the solicitor for their recommendation and you do not wish to accept the recommendation, you have the right to either have a bench trial or a jury trial. This is the Orca Division. Those bench trials and those jury trials will take place in this division. We will set you for those cases in the very near future. So as such, you have a right to plead not guilty. And if you plead not guilty, you will either get a bench trial or a jury trial. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Trejo, Mr. Gant, and Mr. Razzler. Who would like to help the court out and let people know how they can apply for your services this morning?
I can handle that, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Trejo.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter Trejo, and I'm here on behalf of the Fulton Defender's Office, along with my colleagues, Mike Raffel and Wanda Gant. And also good morning to everybody who is online via Zoom. If you currently do not have legal representation, or you don't feel that you would be able to afford legal representation, you're here in person. Once we're through the call of the calendar, as Donner just mentioned, please indicate that you'd like to speak with a member of our team to be qualified for our services. And if you are on Zoom, please, you can also put your information in the chat. We can send you an application virtually for you to fill out. There are a number of people on this calendar, so we can represent not only our existing clients, but also work with qualifying those folks who are interested in hiring us. So with that, thank you all for being here, and we'll turn back over to Mr. Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Trejo. Court appreciates it. Mr. Gammon.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keith Gamage. I serve as the Solicitor General here in Fulton County. The team of prosecutors here with us today are focused on trying to resolve as many matters as we can in this fair, reasonable way. After today, there's a more involved process. Cases move towards trial. Of course, everyone has a right to a lawyer, and you have counsel here today. Many of you may have gotten a letter personally from me asking you, in addition to the subpoena, or rather the court notice, to come to court today because you've got a high-risk traffic safety case. If you're in that situation, please raise your hand so we can identify you. All right. So the folks with those cases, you're entitled to counsel. But again, as you know, the public is very concerned about those cases. So we'd like to try to resolve as many as we can today, to have an offer prepared for you. If you want to hear what that offer is, we already have some folks who will be announcing that they're going to take the reasonable offer we're making today. And we want to just give you an opportunity to be aware that we're in a different situation in a trial as we prepare if you go to trial. So thank you all. My team will be here to talk to you. Thank you all.
Okay, we're gonna start with the Orca arraignment calendar. Position number 1, Jalen Allen. Yes, good morning, Mr. Allen. I'm doing well, thank you, sir. We have a private attorney representing you, sir. Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, sir. We'll be with you. Yeah, please, as you go through this. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please use the outside. Don't use the center. Some of y'all get, don't use the center, please. Just use the outside.
Position 2, Martin Andretti.
Your Honor. Andre Garcia, you're running.
Good morning, Mr. Garcia. Have you had an opportunity to speak with the solicitor?
We've received an offer, Judge. Should be doing an oral motion to dismiss based on statute of limitations. I believe it succeeded a 2-year time frame from when the case was the incident date to the acquisition date.
All right, I'm not going to take motions today. I'm going to reschedule the case for a motions calendar in the near future. So if that's your position, you will be put on a motions calendar in the near future.
And Your Honor, as the defense well knows, the tolling period of 1 year and 3 months would make this within the statute of limitations due to the pandemic period.
I understand that there's an argument if counsel wants to pursue that motion, he'll be allowed to at a later time.
And I'll talk to the state, Your Honor, this morning.
Okay, we appreciate it. Thank you. Position 3, Richard Burnett. Is Burnett present?
So if there's not been an effective waiver on behalf of Mr. Burnett, we're asking for it.
Okay, the way this part works, Mr. Gammon, is that I normally give them one additional time after the first time that they're supposed to come to court. We will reschedule them for a future court date. If they do not show the second time, then the court will grant your request for an warrant.
So if we respect the court's ruling, please note that it's our objection. I'd like to mention more the nature of this case and the public safety situation surrounding it. And I respect the court's.
I understand. Let me just make it self-clear. I'm going to treat all of these cases the way I treat every case that comes before me regarding whatever things it is for any defendant, and that is this court's way that this board has handled cases in the future. I respect your objection and it's noted.
Understood, Judge. Matter of fact, the clerk's file to see if notice actually went to the and it shows to not show up intentionally.
If you'd like to put that on the record, that would be fine. Again, this board's policy is that it gives defendants a second chance. We'll do that on this case. If they, this is the first time that they've been requested to come to court, then I will give them one additional officer. All right, very good. And I'll make note of that, Mr. Damage, as a continuing objection for anybody else. Position 4, Joel Calderon. Mr. Calderon present. Position 5, Ricardo Kennedy. Cannedy. Position 6, Daniel Charleston.
Your Honor, I'm here today to represent Mr. Charlton. We'd like to retry this mistake today.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Mr. Charlton. Good to see you, sir. You can have a seat. Thank you. We'll be there. Position 7, Justin Chapman. Justin Chapman. He's represented by Kevin Fisher. Mr. Fisher present.
We have notes, we had communication with Attorney Fisher. Not had for this particular.
Okay, and we'll hold for Mr. Fisher's announcement. We'll see if we can get in touch. Okay, thank you. Mr. Chapman has filed a written waiver of arraignment in the case. As such, it will be reset to the next status calendar. That status calendar is going to be on January 4th at 9 a.m. January 25th. Chapman's case will be reset to January 25th.
25th.
Mission 8, Divine Francois. Divine Francois present. Position 9, Justin Gunn. Justin Gunn. Position 10, William Hill. William Hill. Position 11, Timothy Horn.
Good morning, Judge. Virtual members, on behalf of Mr. Horn. We would like to speak with the state, but we're going to waive formal arraignment tonight because we asked for 2 days follow motion. So we do anticipate that this will be a resolution short trial.
And the state will speak with Mr. Winfrey about the recommendation.
Yes, have you already filed your written waiver?
I have not, Judge. Just like you in person.
Get that done today?
I'm sorry, sir.
You get that done today?
I can get that done today.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Winfrey.
That's all I have, not the excuse.
Yes, have a good day. I appreciate it. Position 12, Timothy Howell. Good morning, Mr. Howell. How are you? Let's see. Do you have a private attorney in the matter? Would you like to speak to the public defender to see if you qualify today? You would like to proceed pro se? You would like to proceed pro se today?
I can just settle out with the solicitors. I received the letter.
Okay, I am giving you the opportunity, Mr. Howell, if you would like to see if you qualify for an attorney, and give you that opportunity this morning. If you want to speak with a solicitor, I'm happy to let you do that, but know that anything you say can be used against you. I'm happy to let the solicitor give you what the offer is today and for you to make a decision in that regard. But if you want to have an attorney represent you, I am also happy to give you that opportunity. What would you like to do, sir? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Walker. You will have.
We will. Thank you. We will speak with you. Please be seated and just remain here in court.
Position 13, Archie Humphrey. Archie Humphrey. Position 14, Jarrell Jackson. Jarrell Jackson. Position 15, Demetrius Johnson.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor.
Clayton Kimbrough for Jamal Demetrius Johnson.
Good morning, Mr. Kimbrough. What are we going to do with Mr. Johnson this morning?
We would like an opportunity to speak with the state, Your Honor, in a pre-trial.
Okay.
I have not seen an offer or received one, to my knowledge.
All right, happy to let you do that this morning, Mr. Kimbrough. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be with you, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lamar Rhodes on behalf of the state.
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Position 16, Jamal Johnson.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, was that my client? I've got Jamal Demetrius Johnson.
Your Honor,
Yes, there are two positions, 15 and 16.
well, no, those are two individual people. I think Mr. Kimbrell is here on Jamal Demetrius Johnson, position 16, not Demetrius Johnson, position 15.
Okay, thank you.
And Judge, I was a little bit confused there. I'm on the Zoom call, Judge. So I am here. My name is Gunnar Pack. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Demetrius Johnson, Judge. I'm hopeful that we can resolve this case short of a trial, but for purpose of today, we're going to waive formal arraignment and enter not guilty, and I'll have that filed, the written waiver filed by the end of business today, Judge.
Okay.
Your Honor, the state would inquire if Mr. Demetrius Johnson is here and present in court.
He sent
Mr.
me,
Johnson.
Yep, sorry, Judge.
Go ahead.
He sent me the notice via Zoom. He should be on there. He's the one that sent it to me, so I'm not sure if he's on here or not.
I'm not hearing Demetrius Johnson, so if Your Honor could sound for him because he should be here in court.
Okay.
Judge, he was given a Zoom notice.
Okay, so
I'm here.
Mr. Demetrius Johnson, are you with us on Zoom? Mr. Pat, see if you can raise him to satisfy the state's desire to have him here present this morning, please.
Yes, Your Honor. And Judge, just to let the court know, I would have been there in person, but I did get the Zoom notice, but I would have been there, but I'll reach out to him right now, Judge.
Okay, you're fine, Mr. Pack. Thank you.
Yes.
Are you standing for a reason, sir? Oh, okay.
I'm sorry for the confusion, Your Honor. That's my client, and we just wanted to notate that my statements are in regards to Mr. Jamal Demetrius Johnson.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Johnson.
And Your Honor, as it relates to that case, Lamar Rhodes for the state. So we'll speak.
Thank you. Position 17, Kelvin Johnson.
Your Honor, as it relates to Kelvin Johnson, I don't know if he's on the Zoom call. I do understand Your Honor's policy, but we are going to ask for a bench warrant, understanding that the court has made clear its intention.
Okay, very good. I've given you a continuing objection in that regard, so it's noted. Position 18, Jerry Lorenzo.
Yeah, Melvin Nash for Mr. Lorenzo. We're prepared to offer a negotiated plea, Your Honor, this morning on this case.
Okay, very good.
Letters, and so we would like to avail ourselves of the offer that was in the letter.
Very good. Have you completed the paperwork for the court?
No, I haven't, Your Honor. If and they're holding for me in Superior Court of Clive County, so I'd appreciate any accommodation, Your Honor, to give me this morning.
Okay.
I'm sure we can get, not interrupt the court. I'm sure we can take care of this, because I think most days, a couple of minutes, we'll have the paper.
Okay, very good. As soon as you're all ready to take the plea, I'm ready to receive it once I get through with the calendar, okay?
Thank you.
Position 19, Ulysses Martinez Mora. Good morning, sir. Do you have a private attorney? You'd like to speak with the solicitor? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity, sir. We'll be with you.
Judge, I think yes.
Right. We'll give them an opportunity to speak with you.
That's right.
Position 20, Daquan Massey. Position 21, Carlos Merritt. Position 20.
I'm here, Your Honor. I'm Carlos Merritt. I would like to speak to the solicitor, please, to figure out what plea I could do.
Okay, Mr. Merritt, where are you? Are you on Zoom?
Yes, sir. I'm on Zoom. I have
Oh,
my
there,
video.
there you go. Good morning, Mr. Merritt.
Good morning.
Would you like to make application for the public defender this morning to see if you qualify?
But does it cost any additional fees to talk to a
No,
public?
no, sir, it will not cost you anything.
Yes, I would like to talk to a public defender, please.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that opportunity. If you will put your information in the chat, Mr. Merritt, and also in the chat, or it's what you need to do to begin the qualification process. So if you will begin that process for the court, we'd appreciate it, okay?
How do I start typing in the chat?
Well, you should be able to go to the bottom of your screen. There should be a little chat button. If you click on it.
Okay, I see it. I see it now. I'm
All
sorry.
right. All right, Mr. Merritt, we'll be back with you, okay?
Thank you.
For the public defender, if he does qualify, that'll be Lamar Rhodes with the state. The pre-trial.
I'm sorry, say it again.
If he does qualify, that'll be Lamar Rhodes for the state.
Okay. Position 22, Moesha Moss Williams. Yes, good morning, ma'am. Let's see, do you have a private attorney representing you? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Moss Williams. Position 22, Pranav Naratanan. Yes, good morning, sir. Do you have a private attorney? I see that you have Mr. Gray representing you. Okay, is he going to be present this morning? Oh. Okay. Yes. Yes, so your case, Ms. Gray has filed a leave of absence. As such, we'll hear your case back on January 25th. Okay, all right. Have a good day, sir. Position 24, Jeffrey Newsom. Position 25, Timothy Nixon. Position 26, Dexter Seaborn. Is Mr. Seaborn here? Position 27, Stephen Shepard. Good morning, Mr. Shepard. Would you like to speak with the public defender this morning to see if you qualify? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Taylor from the state. We'll speak with the.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Position 28, Philip Smith.
Morning, Your Honor. Walker down here for my client who I don't see. This is.
Good morning, Ms. Dallas. Let's see. Would you like, is this the only case you have on my calendar?
Yes.
Would you like to step out and see if you can find your client?
Well, then, still like free federal state.
Okay, very good.
And Your Honor, we would request that the defendant either be present or his presence be waived by the defense.
Okay, and I've given Ms. Dallas the opportunity to go raise her client.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Position 29, Desmond Sykes. Yes, good morning, sir. Okay, very good. We'll be with you. Thank you, sir. Position 30, Carrick Thomas.
Your Honor, this is Monique Jones. I'm here with Sarah Thomas. She's also here with Claude Thomas. I would like the opportunity to speak to the solicitor if I could, but we've been here before, and I do want to make a motion dismissal because that is what Mr. Claude Thomas is here for.
Okay, I'll give you the opportunity. Good morning, Ms. Jones. Good to see you. I will give you the opportunity to speak with the solicitor, and we'll discuss any other matters in time. Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Yes. Are you Kara Thomas? Is this your client, Ms. Jones?
That's Sarah Thomas.
Sarah.
I'm on the status calendar. If
Oh,
this is the
okay.
other person, then this is for.
I'm sorry.
status.
This is the arraignment calendar that we're on right now.
I heard Sarah Thomas, but perhaps this was your defendant for that.
Okay, no, we have not gotten to your calendar yet, Ms. Jones. I'm sorry for the confusion, Mr. Thomas. Let's see, would you like to see if you qualify for the public defender this morning? Who's your attorney, sir? Yes, but do you know his name? Carlos is the first name or the last name? You have his number on you? All right, yes, you can go call Mr. Carlos and see if he's gonna be present today with us, okay? And get his last name for me, Mr. Thomas. Position 31, Tommy Trice. Yes, good morning, Mr. Trice. Let's see, would you like to see if you qualify for the public defender this morning? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, sir. We'll be with you. Position 32, Kelsey Walker.
Morning, Judge Derek Johnson for Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Have you had the opportunity to speak with the solicitor's office regarding the matter?
I have not, Judge. We did receive the recommendation. I would like to discuss it before we determine how we're gonna move forward.
Okay, very good. I'll hope for your report. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 33, Oliver Welch.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mary Wells on behalf of Mr. Welch, who is here with me.
Good morning, Ms. Wells.
I have filed a notice of appearance of counsel. We did receive a plea offer. I would like an opportunity to discuss it further with the solicitor.
Okay, we can give you that opportunity. We do have a number of solicitors that are on Zoom. Will you all be handling in court, or can we get one of the solicitors on Zoom to handle the case?
We will need to handle it in court, Your Honor.
Okay, in that case, Ms. Wells, if you can place your number in the chat, then I will have the solicitor that's in court handling the case give you a call.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Right, thank you. Position 34, Emmanuel Williams. Emmanuel Williams. Position 35 and 36, Dylan Wood.
Morning, Judge. Ross Durrance on behalf of Mr. Wood.
Good morning. No, he's here.
If I can speak to the state, please, Judge.
Okay, very good. We'll give you that opportunity. All right, so that completes the arraignment calendar. Is there anyone in court that or on Zoom that joined us late?
Hey, Donovan, me.
Okay, hold on.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'll get with you in just a moment. I want to see if there's anyone in court first. Anyone in court that did not hear their name? All right, what's your name, sir? Spell the last name. Okay, yes, Mr. Calderon. Would you like to speak with the public defender today? You have an attorney? What's his name or her name? This is Chair. Spell the last name for me. Okay. Does he know that you're in court this morning? Okay. Do you have a phone on you?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to go call him to see when he's going to report for you? Okay. Thank you, sir. We'll be back with you.
Your Honor, if he can just remain here, we do have an announcement on that case.
Okay. All right. Anyone on? Oh, yes, sir.
Good morning.
Hold on, one moment. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Harper, thank you. Okay, you're not on this arraignment calendar. We'll be with you, sir. Okay. Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Atlantis McClendon. I did not hear my name today. I'm
Okay.
okay.
I have a number of calendars today, ma'am. And I believe that you might be on one of the other ones. So if you don't hear your name by the time I get through all the calendars, please let the court know. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, I think I've taken care of everyone that's in the courtroom. Let me just call the other calendars to see who we have with us. The Orca fee status calendar, position 1, Napan Fadrell, Mr. Trejo, that's your case.
That's right, Your Honor.
Where are we with Mr. Fadrell?
I'll be speaking, I plan on speaking with Mr. Riley to try this matter, Your Honor. I spoke to my clients yesterday and we're expecting present on that.
All right, is Mr. Fadrell with us this morning? Zoom? You might want to try to get in touch with him, Mr. Trejo.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
Your Honor,
I'll follow up.
the state
Thank
would be asking for a bench warrant.
Good morning, Ms. Riley. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you, Ms. Riley, you, Ms. Marshall Story, and you also, Ms. Githia.
Good morning, Your Honor.
morning.
Let's see, position number 2, Douglas Fortson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Let me turn on my camera. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Mr. Fortune is on the Zoom call. That's going to be a plea this morning.
Okay. Have you already filled out the paperwork, Mr. Fortson?
Yeah, I
Mr.
filled it out and we sent it to the case manager.
Okay, very good. We will take that plea in turn. Thank you, Mrs. Sterling. Position 3, Atlantis McClendon, Mr. Trejo.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. McClendon and I have spoken about this case and we know how we're going to move forward on it. However, we would ask if you set it for a final plea calendar. She has another matter in the city of South Fulton that we want to make sure it's resolved in the correct manner. So we just ask that be set to the next calendar before we enter the plea so that we can handle other cases appropriately.
Okay, so that'll be placed on a final plea calendar. From that calendar, if the plea is not taken on January 11th, which is when it's going to be reset for, then it will either be placed on a bench trial or a jury trial calendar, okay?
Thank you.
All right, very good, thank you. Position 4, Eric Nobles.
Your Honor, the state represented a null pros in that case on Monday.
Okay, very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Position 5, Danny Robertson.
Morning, Your Honor. Byron on behalf of Mr. Robertson. He's on the line as well.
Yes, Mr. Owens. What are we doing with Mr. Robertson today?
Your Honor, we've been questioning the date for an immunity motion to be heard by the court.
Okay, the next motion calendar will be January 25th at 11:30. Does that suit you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Suit the state?
Yes, Your Honor, no objection.
Okay, very good. Thank you. We'll see you back on the 25th. If you'll get those motions filed, Mr. Owens, promptly, we'd appreciate it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything further on my calendars today?
Nothing further.
All right, have a good day. Position 6, Richard Schneider.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. My client has agreed last night to accept the plea in this matter. We do not have any paperwork, so we're at the court's discretion. I do have at 10 o'clock 2 court hearings that I'm actually going to be in person at 10 o'clock. So whatever the court's pleasure is, we will abide by it.
I'd rather have the paperwork all ready to go in the matter. So if we reset this for January 11th, can we make sure that the paperwork is complete so that we can move quickly and deal with Mr. Schneider? Is that agreeable?
It's absolutely, Judge.
Yes.
Okay. Is it agreeable?
Just as soon as the state gets me the paperwork, we'll get it signed off, and it's not the state's fault. My client made a late decision.
Okay, I'm not trying to place blame on anyone. So.
No, all right, that works, Judge.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
No objection from the state, I take it.
No objection, Your Honor. I was told about it this morning.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Githia. Position, have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
See you on the 11th. Thank you. Position 7, Tiffany Smith. That's Miss Watson Cafe's case.
Miss
I'm
Watson
present.
stated that she stepped away, Your Honor. But she
Okay,
did say that they did reject the offer and wanted a trial, but I didn't know if you wanted to speak with her also, but she had to step away because she's in Cobb County.
okay, I will, I'll hold for her report.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Smith. We'll be with you, ma'am, okay?
Morning.
Position 8, Sarah Thomas, that's Ms. Jones's case.
That's me, Your Honor.
What was your announcement, Ms. Jones?
It's just that she's here today with her husband who was, who has a do not prosecute order. So we just wanted to present that statement and see if we could move with some type of resolution today.
Okay, whose case is this?
Your Honor, this is my case, Erica Marshall Story.
Okay, Ms. Marshall Story, I don't know if you already have her number, Ms. Jones. If you want to, Ms. Marshall Story, if you, however you want to do it, if you want to put your number in the chat or have Ms. Jones speak with you regarding this matter this morning.
Your Honor, we've had several conversations. The state has been trying to work this matter out with the understanding that there are some specific programs that need to be addressed. The state will object to any motions of the kind that was just mentioned by Attorney Jones, and I guess we will have to move forward with a hearing or a trial.
Okay, I would like for you to at least speak with Ms. Jones this morning to see what her concern is. There can't be any harm in speaking this morning. So if you all wouldn't mind doing that one final time, and then we'll decide how to move forward with the case and what calendar to put it on if we can't resolve it. Okay.
Okay, I believe, Ms. Jones, you do have my number. Is that correct?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all. The Orca C add-on calendar, Jeremy Carr.
Your Honor, I have been in contact with Mr. Carr. He as well has spoken with Ms. Bolton. I believe he was asking for a continuance.
Yes, it's my understanding that was continued until the January 11th calendar. That's
Thank
right.
you, Your Honor. I did see him on earlier, but I'm not sure where he went.
Mr. Carr, are you with us? Okay, it had previously been reset, Ms. Riley, so I think that he knows.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Watson Cafe, are you back? Are you back with us?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have position 7, Tiffany Smith. What was the announcement on Ms. Smith's case?
We would like to waive, I think we did it already, but we need to waive arraignment and be sent back to the trial court. We did have an offer. I've conveyed it to Ms. Smith and she has rejected the offer.
Okay, if you'll file a written waiver for the court, and
Yes,
let's
Your
see, we don't have a jury trial calendar at the present time, but we'll send you notice of a jury trial first of the year, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, have a good day, Ms. Watson.
You too. Thank you.
Position 3, Antavius Hill.
Your Honor, this case has been on the calendar several times. I thought we had a disposition, but Mr. Hill has not availed himself of coming back to court, and the state is requesting a bench warrant.
This case has been on the calendar a number of times. It was set for a final plea today. Mr. Hill does not seem to be present. It is 9:38. As such, the state's bench warrant will be granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The final calendar, Orca C, final plea calendar, position 1, Major Dowdell.
Good morning, Your Honor. That will be a plea this morning.
Okay, have we completed the paperwork, Mr. Trejo?
Yes, sir. I have it here. I spoke with my client, so we'll just be entering into this bowl.
Okay, very good. We'll be with you.
Thank you, sir.
Position 2, Michael Harper. It's also yours, Mr. Trejo.
Also mine, Mr. Harper is present today, Your Honor. That was one where we previously filled out the plea paperwork, but due to technical difficulties, we weren't able to enter the plea. So he's here in person to wrap that up. I have the plea paperwork that we previously filled out. The court will accept crossing out the nation, updating that portion. Plea paperwork.
Okay, have you already done that? Do you need the paperwork?
I have the paperwork here with me.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll be with you, Mr. Harper. Thank you. Position 3, Luke Marks.
Please telling Mr. Martin is unable to attend today and would request a waive his appearance. We want set forth and we can help with their some image concerns. I was asked.
Ms. Gant, I'm having a difficult time hearing you.
Is that better?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Your Honor. Wanda Gant standing in for Patrice Helen. Mr. Marks was scheduled for a final plea. However, he is unable to attend today. I am requesting to waive his appearance. I ask that this case be reset to the next status calendar so that I can enter an order for the court's consideration regarding MH.
Okay, the next status calendar will be January 11th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Gant. Position 4, Kevin Morrell.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Morrell. You've been here before. Have you sought to qualify for the public defender?
I did not.
Would you like to do that this morning?
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Morrell was to complete evaluation and anger management class. So he's already gone through that process. And I did receive the evaluation. And per the paperwork is going to be approximately a month of treatment.
Okay.
But he's already gone through the process of applying for a PD.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Githier. So we need to have additional time for him to complete that. Is that what you're telling the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have anything in February?
February 1st.
Say it again.
Yeah, February 1st.
Okay, thank you. We're going to reset Mr. Morrell till February 1st so that you can complete the evaluation and treatment. Okay, Mr. Morrell?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, as long as you are working on it, I'll work with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have anything else for the court this morning?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you'll get a notice for February 1st. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
All right. I can be dismissed.
Yes, sir. Position 5, Jamarcus Remo.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wanda Gant on behalf of Jamarcus Remo. Mr. Remo had anticipated appearing via Zoom. He received a notice from me to appear in person. He has another matter. I have been in contact with the ASG and Ms. Bolton, and Ms. ASG Githier is unopposed to rescheduling for a final plea calendar on December 28th, if Your Honor would grant our request.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, we'll reset you for the final plea calendar. That's fine, Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, that can,
I apologize.
yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to find out whether you're still with the arraignment calendar. I want to make an announcement regarding position 32.
Okay, give me 1 second so I can, I have completed all the calendars. I just want to make sure that I have taken care of everyone on all of these calendars that are both in court and on Zoom. Is there anyone in court or on Zoom that has not heard their name? Okay, as such, if the public defenders can start getting with the people that would like to seek their services, and I'll go to you first, sir. What would you? What's
Derek Johnson regarding position 32, Kelsey Walker. He's here, Judge. We've spoken with the solicitor. There's an issue regarding the facts in this case. So we're going to go forward. I'd like to call a waiver of arraignment and not guilty.
Okay. If you'll file your waiver today, and are you requesting that this be placed on a bench trial or a jury trial?
But right now, bench trial.
Okay, all right. The next bench trial calendar will be on January 25th at 1:30.
January 25th, 1:30.
Yes.
All right, Judge, that's all I have, man.
Yes, have a good day.
Thank you, Judge. Absolutely. Judge, can I make
Mr. Johnson, and those will be in person. Okay, make sure that all your witnesses and your client that you're here in person.
Yes.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. Yes. Morning, Your Honor. Good morning.
Position 31. Mr. Thomas. Thank you.
Position 31, I have as Tommy Trice. What's his name?
Jared Thomas.
Okay, yes, position 30, yes.
Judge, we pre-tried this with the solicitor. We're gonna maintain our not guilty and ask for a jury trial.
Okay, have you filed a notice of appearance?
I think we filed a notice of appearance, but I'm gonna have to file for discovery motion, so we're gonna put all that into that.
Okay, and, you're filing a waiver of arraignment?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. We do not have a jury trial calendar set as of yet. You'll get notification sometime, either for January or February. Okay, all right, anything further?
That's it. He's present, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, have a good day. Thank you. Okay, so,
Judge, may I make a brief announcement on Mr. Johnson, Demetrius Johnson, was on the first arraignment calendar, Judge?
yes, Mr. Peck, give me a moment. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Peck.
Judge, I texted him, I called him, no response. I don't know if he's working, but again, Judge, he's the one that sent me the Zoom information, and that's why I'm on the call today. Can Your Honor give us an in-person date? It can be either this week, next week, as soon as possible, and I can have him in court, Judge.
Okay, have you spoken with the state regarding, this matter?
I haven't, Judge. Like I said, he sent it to me late last week, the notice for the hearing today.
Okay, and, have you filed your entry of appearance, Mr. Peck?
Judge, I filed one, this was a bind over from East Point, so I filed one there. I haven't filed one in Fulton, but I will do that ASAP. I will do that right now.
Okay, and if you'll file your waiver of arraignment also, I will set you down for the, a status calendar on January 4th. January 25th. Does that work for you, Mr. Peck?
And is that going to be 9 a.m., Judge?
Yes.
Yes, sir. And I'll reach out to the state and hopefully we can have a resolution by then.
All right, very good.
Thank
Anything
you.
further this morning?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Again, I know it's hard to remember, Ms. Barton. Let's see. I'm available to take pleas whenever the pleas are ready. If the public defenders will let me know when they have announcements for the court regarding qualification. Do we have anyone on Zoom that?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sperling's client, Douglas Fortson, that's position 2 on the Orca C status calendar.
Okay, now are we ready for that plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sperling, I do apologize. My Odyssey is not working at the moment, so I cannot pull up the police report. Are you willing to stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, I'll stipulate to a factual basis.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Fortson, can you unmute yourself for the court, please?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm unmuted.
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Fortson. Mr. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. Based on the council stipulation to the reading of the factual basis, the state's recommendation in this case is to count 1 simple battery, 12 months to serve 3 days, credit for time served 3 days upon arrest. He is to complete and attend a family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, and to have no contact with the victim, Arnell Mora. Counts 2 and 3 will be dismissed. I will submit that at the conclusion of the plea, Your Honor.
Mr. Sperling?
Yes, Your Honor. That is correct. That's what we negotiated. And we just asked that you accept the plea, obviously, after the plea conference.
Okay. Let's see, Ms. Riley, is there a request from the state as far as non-reporting or termination as when he completes the terms of the probation?
The state, Your Honor, does not have an objection to probation terminating upon completion of the conditions.
Okay. Mr. Fortson, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 005433F, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Did you complete the plea paperwork line by line?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature at the conclusion of the paperwork?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
You understand that if you're on probation, that your probation can be affected by this guilty plea?
Yes, I understand.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, that your immigration status could be affected by the guilty plea?
Yes, sir. I understand.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Fortson, I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation and help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, the probation will terminate. That means that the sooner you get the terms done, the sooner you don't have to be on probation, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Fortson. Anything further, Mr. Sterling?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll put where he needs to report to probation in the chat if we have not already done that. We will request that within the next 2 weeks that he make contact with the probation department, okay? Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. You all have a good day.
Okay. You
All
too.
right, too, Your Honor.
And where did she already take this plea?
No, it was so we weren't able to take the plea, so that was taken care of completely.
Okay, and where is he now?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, can you make an announcement of your calling?
We're done. Yeah.
So what is Mr. Trejo's announcement on this? Is he just working with other people?
For your position.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper is present in court. I've given Ms. Bolton the plea paperwork. We're ready to take the plea to court.
Okay, are you working with anyone right now, or are you ready to take the plea?
I'm ready.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and get that done?
Thank you.
And this is your case, Ms. Riley? You're on mute, Ms. Riley.
Sorry about that. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
How are you? I'm doing okay.
Just making sure you understand. I've already served in close to.
And again, Mr. Trejo, my Odyssey is not currently working, so I cannot pull up the police report. Are you willing to stipulate to the factual basis?
We do.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mr. Harper. Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down, sir. Ms. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. Based on counsel's stipulation to the reading of the factual basis, the state's recommendation for the plea to the theft by receiving stolen property, or excuse me, to the traffic violation and the traffic violation, I apologize, is 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served 10 days, and the balance is suspended.
Okay, so the paperwork that I have has a theft by receiving stolen property, a failure to obey traffic signs, and no license.
Yes, Your Honor. The theft was for the
Okay.
license plate, so it's all essentially traffic violations.
Okay. Mr. Trejo?
Nothing, Your Honor. We just ask that the court accept this offer as negotiated. We appreciate the state giving my client credit for the time that he's already served to pay his debt to Boulder County.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Trejo. Mr. Harper, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 005617F, you wish to plead guilty to theft by receiving stolen property, failure to obey traffic signals, and no license. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you've given up your right to a trial by jury? Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
Is that a no?
Sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? That's a no? I can't hear you, sir. You're gonna have to speak up for me.
No, sir.
So nobody's forced you to plead guilty, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, sir.
You too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, not that. This one. Yes, have a good day, sir. Oh, please, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, when you're coming up to the podium, just make sure that the judge can hear you, the court can hear you, so you can take your mask down when you're up here. Speak freely, okay? Please, thank you.
So I will await any additional pleas when they're ready, or if the public defender or the state has an announcement, I'll take those in turn. So just let the court know. I will be in recess until someone's ready to go forward.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, position 31, Tommy Trice, what's your announcement?
He does qualify, and we got to put that on a final plea calendar.
Are you gonna file a waiver?
Yes, we'll make an entry and develop a waiver.
Was that the January 25th calendar? Okay, all right, I'm just confused. January 11th? Okay, January 11th, Mr. Batson.
Okay. I'll excuse him.
Okay, thank you.
John, I think we're about ready for a plea on Mr. Lorenzo's case.
Okay.
That's where you go out.
I'm ready when you are.
Thank you. Let me get the factors basis. That's Lorenzo. my discovery. What was this replacement?
If you go to the podium, please, and have you presented this podium? Yes, that'll be fine. I think you presented your paperwork on the part.
Yes.
Yes. I believe so.
You on TV? Look good, you on TV now.
All right, so you all are gonna have to put all this on the record because this paperwork was filled out by hand. It's very difficult for me to understand. I'm not sure what he's pleading to, what he's not pleading to. There appears to be a no-go.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll make it clear for the record. If I may, this is case number 22 CR 007202. State of Georgia versus Mr. Jerry Lorenzo, who is charged with count 1 of impeding traffic flow, count 2 of reckless driving, count 3 of lane drags, that is driving in circular or zigzag course. Your Honor, as it relates to the state's recommendations, count 1 and 2 will merge into count 3. And so they will merge as a matter of law into count 3, which is the lane drag. The offer as it relates to count 3 is a 12 months suspended, a sentence of 12 months suspended, 10 days in confinement. However, the confinement portion will be suspended upon payment of a $500 fine. It's my understanding that the defendant is prepared to make the payment of $500 today.
Correct.
So he will be able to make that payment. Is that right, counsel?
That's correct.
All right, and then obviously the 12 months, the balance will be not on probation, but a suspended sentence. But I do want to make it clear that the state's offer in this case is contingent upon the fact that the defendant accepted responsibility today. He came in with counsel, and counsel expressed a desire to accept responsibility on the case on today and to take advantage of the state's offer. Had this case proceeded beyond today, the state's offer would have been much different. But because of his desire to accept responsibility today, we will honor what was previously negotiated. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, counsel.
Just ask him to follow recommendation of the state in this case, Your Honor. He's prepared to pay the $500 in Stanton.
All right, good morning again, Mr. Ruin.
Good morning.
So can you raise your right hand for the court? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
And you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Lorenzo, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007202, you wish to plead nolo to lane drags. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading no to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you are on probation, that your probation status can be affected by this guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
No vote plea? Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, your citizenship or your status can be affected by this no vote plea?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead no vote?
No, sir.
I will accept the no vote plea as negotiated.
Thank you.
And once you get the $500 paid, you'll be done. Is that my understanding?
Yes, sir.
That's correct?
Correct, Your Honor. And for the record, I do believe the council is also stipulated to a factual basis.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. Anything further?
Yes, sir.
No?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Anything further for the court?
Nothing from the state, Your
All
Honor.
right, you'll have a good day.
Thank you. That completes my business. May I be excused?
Is he gonna make the payment today at the cashier's office?
Is that what you'd like him to do? Go to the clerk's office and pay it, or how?
If he wants to be done with it, he can be done with it today. If he's ready to pay it, we can give you the location of where you needed to go paid, and he can be through.
Is it this? No? Okay. Yeah, just tell us where it is. We'll go down and pay.
Okay,
And Your Honor, generally what happens is that they'll bring that proof back to the court and I'll make sure and verify that.
okay, very good. I just want to see if we can get all this done today, so we don't have to, you don't
Yes, sir.
have to worry about the case as it moves forward. So if we can handle it all this morning, let's see if we can get that.
So when I get to the clerk's office, they're gonna know where the paperwork is. Okay.
Okay, we'll have someone get with you. Thank you.
You done with that stuff? Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. Your Honor, may I inquire about court tomorrow? I have a case on Steve Hicks. Is that going to be virtual or is that in person again?
Is the court tomorrow?
See, let me over here.
He's asking if court is going to be virtual or in person.
Yes,
tomorrow.
it's on a ring. In person. In person. So can we do it virtually? Is that possible?
Apparently, they all need to be in person. I'm not handling that calendar tomorrow, so I would allow you to, but since I'm not, okay.
It's the same courtroom. Next door. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any announcements for the court?
Your Honor, I have an announcement. My case, Mr. Jamal Demetrius Johnson. I'm not sure the position, but
Position 16, Mr. Kimbrell.
yes. Your Honor, we were going to reset this to a different date. I believe was it January 25th?
Yes.
Yeah, January 25th. The prosecution, the state would like to review the video to kind of confirm some of the statements my client had regarding the case, and we were going to possibly renegotiate during that time period.
Okay, so reset to the 25th by agreement of council?
That's correct, Your Honor. The state is in agreement with that.
Very good. We'll reset it to the 25th. We'll see you back then, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is there a formal notice?
You'll get.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this is Attorney Wells for Oliver Welch on the initial arraignment calendar. I had requested the opportunity to speak with the state. I wasn't sure whether we need to remain on the Zoom or how that works on a Zoom call.
Have you spoken with the state yet, Ms.
No.
Wells? Okay, can we have someone speak with Ms. Wells? Who's gonna do that?
I will speak with her.
Okay,
Your Honor.
and have you put your number in the chat, Ms. Wells?
I put it in the general chat to the prosecutor.
Okay, so someone will be calling you, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Wells.
Judge, if I may, I represent Dylan Wood. I'm not sure if you have that paperwork. We're not both ways. I just don't know if that's okay.
Okay, have you completed the paperwork?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Russell.
Number 20. On Ulysses Martinez Moore.
He does not qualify, and he said he was going to hire a private attorney.
And he's here in court.
And that's Mr. Massey. I'm sorry.
20.
Yes, Daquan Massey. Who is speaking up, Mr. Massey?
Mr. Ulysses Martinez Moore.
Okay. Okay, that's number 19.
19.
What reset, is that gonna go on the 25th? He needs time to hire an attorney. Mr. Martinez Moore? Yes, sir. I am going to reschedule it for January 4th to give you time to get counsel, okay? All right, you'll get notice for January 4th. If you do get counsel, have counsel file a notice of appearance on your behalf. If you do not, you should be ready to move forward with the case on January 4th, okay? All right, any questions for me? All right, we'll see you back on the floor. Yes.
You know, that Mr. Manager will provide his discovery today.
Okay.
Give it to council, so we'll be there to handle that.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Gamage.
Got our contact information on that.
All right, very good. Thank you. You have a good day, sir.
And Your Honor, if I may approach.
Yes. Are there two cases?
Well, no, we only have one on the list, 23 CR 0007238.
Well, why do I have two on my calendar?
Can you tell me which the other, which is the number here is?
It's the same case number.
I think it's just a duplicate.
Okay. Stating records. Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning again, Mr. Wood.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Put your hand down. Thank you, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 22 CR 0072238, State of Georgia versus Dylan Wood. Mr. Wood was charged with 1 count of speeding, 1 count of reckless driving, and 1 count of racing. The facts, as we expect them to be shown had this case gone to trial, is that on June 26, 2021, officers activated their emergency equipment to pull over to 2 vehicles that were racing one another. As they passed the vehicle, they were able to identify one as a white Volkswagen GTI. There was also a black Volkswagen stopped on the right shoulder. They approached the driver, opened his door, advised him to get out. He then placed the driver under arrest for reckless driving and racing. He was identified as Mr. Dylan Wood by his Georgia driver's license. Mr. Wood made a spontaneous utterance stating that he knew he was wrong for racing. This incident occurred over at the officer was sitting at the entrance ramp to Interstate 75 North from Howell Mill Road. And this was observed, the speed was 91 miles per hour in that area, which is 55 miles per hour. And these are the facts of the case. The state's recommendation on this case is to count one, 12 months probation, $200 fine. The fine, upon payment of fine, that would suspend the probation. Count two, for the reckless driving, 12 months probation, a $500 fine. Again, that would suspend the 12 months probation. Count three, 12 months to serve 10 days in jail. That would be suspended upon the payment of a $500 fine. This would be a total of 12 months probation, suspended upon payment of $1,200 in fines. We are also asking as a special condition on this case that if the defendant were to engage in any reckless driving, laying of drag, or racing going forward, that would be a basis to revoke his probation and sentence him on that 10 days in jail. Again, cannot emphasize this enough. We do have a serious problem with racing here in Fulton County. This defendant clearly acknowledged he was engaging in racing, and this recommendation is only in recognition of him taking responsibility today and resolving this case.
Can you take a look at the paperwork for me? I believe that there are only 2 charges.
Yes.
Okay, add that for me.
Thank you.
Mhm. It's here.
Yes, Judge. Ross Stearns on behalf of Mr. Pugh for Mr. Wood.
Oh.
And I just want to let the court know that my client has taken responsibility for this. He, from the very beginning, wanted to take responsibility. In the meantime, while this case was pending, he completed a defensive driving class and a live at 25 class, a victim impact panel. And also, I think there were some concerns that he might have some substance abuse issues that may have precipitated this. He got an evaluation for that as well. So he's been taking all the initiative in the world, Judge, and he's prepared to pay the fines in stanter. So he is, from the very beginning, the first time we met with him, he wanted to take responsibility, get this behind him as quickly as possible. I think his actions showed that, Judge.
Okay, and so he's able to pay the fines today?
Yes, Judge. And we would be asking him to enter this as a no contest plea, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, the state would object to a no-low plea. We are asking that this be treated as guilty. But obviously, that is up to Your Honor.
And Ms. Falk, is there, I know I just took a no-low plea on one of these. Is there a reason that the state is objecting to the no-low?
Your Honor, just as a matter of public safety, the state does have some concerns that if the defendant enters into a no-low plea and should continue this behavior, although we are hopeful he will not, that we would be able to use this plea today against him should he continue to engage in this dangerous and reckless behavior.
I guess my question went to, I allowed a no-low plea, the state allowed a no-low plea in a previous case with the same, does he have a history that I should know about? I just want to know what the disparity was between the person who was just allowed to take a no-low and one who's not.
And Your Honor, my apologies. I was not aware that another defendant had entered a no-low plea. However, the state and we do not wish to move forward with a no-low plea. In my opinion, these facts are pretty egregious. This defendant was driving at a very high rate of speed on 75. He could have harmed himself, harmed others. So we do have a different level of concern regarding the facts of this particular case.
And Judge, if I may, and that's something I did speak to the state about, this is not unexpected, but we think that if there was someone who deserved a no contest plea based on everything that my client has done, that he's deserving of that. But this is certainly not something that we would not want to go forward on either way, Judge. We're ready to close it today. That's just our position. We certainly understand where the state's coming from.
And I have communicated that to the defense that we would not be accepting a no-low plea, but he could present that to the court and let the court make its determination.
All right, well, given the nature of the charges, and I appreciate all that you've done, Mr. Wood. I think that shows that you are taking responsibility. I do believe that you should take full responsibility, and I will accept a guilty plea from you today with the same terms if you'd like to move forward with a guilty plea on the matter today. If so, the paperwork's going to have to be changed as it indicates no-low.
And we're ready to go forward on that today, Judge. We can.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna initial.
Yes, if you could put your initials in it. Mr. Wood could put his initials as well, please.
So initial.
Can we go ahead and make sure we have the information to give to him, we can get this paid today? Okay. Thank you. Ms. Wynn. Mhm. All right, Mr. Wood, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007238, you wish to plead guilty to reckless driving, speeding and racing. Is that correct?
Sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
You do understand that if you are currently on probation, that your probation status could be affected by your guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
And you do understand that if you're not a United States citizen, your immigration status could be affected by this guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. We will give you the location to go ahead and get this completed today. Do you need anything further from him, Ms. Falk? Once he gets that paid, does he need to bring a receipt back to you?
And to bring a copy of their receipt, please, so
Okay.
we can ensure that this is.
Okay, very good. I'm glad that we were able to handle all this today. Thank you, sir.
Judge, thank you so much. I'll have him pay the fines and report back to court.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Your
Have a
Honor.
good day.
You too.
Any other announcements at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have a plea for Mr. Timothy Powell. That is the position on your calendar. Position, it's 12 on our calendar, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I approach?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Howell, you can come up to the podium, please.
Okay, so this is a no-low plea, is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor. This is for one count of lane drag. The facts, again, are substantially different from the case that we just heard. And that Mr. Howell was not going 95 miles per hour on Interstate 75. He was in a parking lot at the time.
Gas station, to be correct.
And as far as the exhaust,
The exhaust, the state is moving to dismiss that charge and just proceed on the lane drag charge.
good morning again, Mr. Howell. Good morning. Hand for me. You swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr. Howell, you understand that you have a right to remain silent and that anything you say can be used against you. You understand that you have a right to have an attorney present to represent you in this proceeding. It's my understanding, but speaking with you this morning, that you are giving up your right to have an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You wish to proceed pro se today?
Yes, sir.
Understand that the court has offered you the opportunity to hire an attorney and to return with that attorney at a later date, but you wish to move forward today representing yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened on October 16th, 2021 at 11:13 p.m. at Piedmont Road and Peachtree. This defendant was laying drag in that area and was observed by a GSP officer. His exhaust was also very loud. The defendant, when he was stopped, according to the GSP officer, admitted to removing the valves in order to make the exhaust louder. The state's recommendation on this case is 12 months probation, suspended upon the payment of a $500 fine as to count one. We are also requesting the special condition that this defendant not commit any further offenses of either lane drag, racing, or any reckless driving offenses. I have Mr. Howell said he is prepared to pay that fine today. He would need to go and pay that and remove the receipt for us to acknowledge that his probation is suspended based upon that. But again, we are acknowledging that this defendant has come here to say and is taking responsibility for his actions and is entering a plea in order to resolve this case. That is the only reason the state is extending this offer to them.
And feel free to send the mail across to the court at the conclusion of the plea.
Yes, we will, Your Honor.
And is that your understanding of the terms, how?
Yes, sir.
It's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007194, you wish to plead guilty, blame no, the low and drag, is that correct?
Correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
You've been, have been given the opportunity to be represented by counsel. It's my understanding that you wish to pursue pro se in this matter. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading no low to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir.
You have the opportunity to go through the plea sheet line by line.
Yes, sir.
And did you sign the plea sheet at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Howell. The representation's been made that you can pay the fine today. If such, we'll give you where you need to go to get the fine paid, so you can be done with this, okay?
Thank you.
All right, court appreciates it. Thank you, sir. Anything further, Mrs. Paul?
No, Your Honor, just, well, if you ask me, they will still like you to the. And Your Honor, if I may submit that null trust by electronically to the clerk. Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Now, two individuals who applied for public defender's office of services.
Okay.
The first is on position 23, Your Honor, Ms. Moesha Moss Williams. She did not qualify, and I believe the state will be speaking to her about any offers.
Okay.
And the second, Your Honor, is on position 30. That is Mr. Desmond Sykes. So this is an announcement. He did not qualify for our services. However, he would like to speak to the state regarding his offer.
Thank you, Mr. Trejo.
Yes, Your Honor. Do that, I just know. Position 23. Position 23 and 30.
I think you're right. Moss Williams, yes, ma'am. The other one is Sykes, SYKES. Okay. Neither of them qualified. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Wells, if you had the opportunity to speak with counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, we have an announcement. We would ask to enter a plea of not guilty, waive arraignment, and go to the next calendar. If we could, I can file paperwork today.
Okay.
You may get a position on that.
And on my calendar is position 33, Oliver Welch.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. Let's see. And Ms. Wells, so you'll file your waiver at your earliest opportunity. And was it a jury trial request? I'm sorry.
No, Your Honor, I believe we can resolve it, but.
Okay, so you want to be placed on a final plea calendar, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so knowing that once we place you on that final plea calendar, if it's not a plea, then you'll be placed on the next available bench trial or jury trial calendar, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
And is that the January 25th calendar? No? Okay, the January 11th, okay. January 11th work for you, Ms. Wells?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's 9 o'clock. You'll get notice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Your Honor, we have Martin and Dryden. I was not saying that all. Yeah, go on that side. I have paperwork.
I wasn't gonna let the door slam, Judge.
Okay. What position are we on?
Position 2.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
I said you could ask for no, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yes and no.
I'm sorry, pronounce the last name for me, please.
Alejandro Garcia and Mr. Martin Andrade.
Andrade, good afternoon, good morning, sir. Can you raise your
Morning,
right hand
sir.
for me? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm your testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened, well, this is case number 22 CR 007133, State of Georgia versus Martin Andrade. He is charged with 1 count of driving in circular zigzag motion, also known as laying drags, 1 count of vehicles to be driven on the right side of the road, and 1 count of an obscured or missing license plate. This incident happened July 19th of 2020. This happened, the road that this occurred on was shut down at Marietta and Baker Street. They actually, this event actually ended up shutting down that road. The defendant was laying drag at that location and had also placed a black item over his tag in order to cover the information while he was engaged in the act of street racing and driving in this reckless manner by laying drag. This was all witnessed by APD Officer Delane, and this outlines the facts of this case. The state's recommendation on this is 10 days in jail, suspended upon the payment of a $500 fine. On count 1, count 2, we will be submitting a null cross. Count 3 will be a $250 fine. The defense has requested a nolo. The state is objecting again. This happened at the intersection of, as I stated earlier, Marietta and Baker Street. It actually shut down the roadway, and this incident happened at 1 a.m. And so again, we object to the nolo, and I had communicated that to the attorney because of the serious nature of this offense and because of the reckless manner in which it was engaged. The state again would like to point out that we are offering this recommendation only in light of the defendants taking responsibility for this case today in entering.
Garcia? Yes, Your Honor. We'd ask the court to accept the plea. Your Honor, we are requesting a nolo. My client is prepared to pay the fine in full today. We would, we're doing so, we anticipate that the state could prove the facts at trial, Your Honor. Again, this is the first time my client's ever been involved in this type of situation. Street racing is a general term, Your Honor. He was in an area where he probably shouldn't have been at that time. But Your Honor, at the same time, like I said, my client doesn't have any prior history regarding street racing or laying drag or any of the sort. He works full time. He's currently 25, 26. So, 25 years old, Judge. He's working full time. He came from out of state yesterday when he realized he had court this morning. I said we could have appeared by Zoom, but he wanted to come today and try to resolve this matter. So, like I said, Judge, he's prepared to pay the fine in full today. We just have to accept the as tender.
I'm going to be consistent with my rulings, so I'll allow him to enter a guilty plea on this matter if he would like to do that. Also, I'd like for you all to take another look at the paperwork to make sure that that's the proper case number at the top. And if he wants to enter a guilty plea, have him make those changes.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. You want to read this? Your Honor, considering the court's current decision, he's prepared to go forward with the guilty.
Okay, very good.
To initial, you and your client will need to initial.
Oh, was that not the right case number? Okay. Initial here. Initial here.
That's.
Oh, geez.
I would just initial out here to
Okay.
the side. That would make it a little bit easier to encompass those.
Just put your initial right below one of it. Hmm? And that was the number that was on the paperwork.
No, no problem at all. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ron.
Mr. Andrade, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007133, you wish to plead guilty to laying drags and obscured license plate. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
I can.
You've been represented by your lawyer. Are you happy with what he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You don't want a jury trial, do you?
No.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
You understand that if you're currently on probation, that your probation status can be affected
Yes.
by your guilty plea. And you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, your status could be affected by your guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Is he able to pay the fines today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll give you where you can get those paid. You'll return and give a receipt to Ms. Falk. You'll be done with the matter, okay?
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I may, Your Honor, defense is ready to enter a plea on position 1 on the Orca final plea calendar.
And that's Mr. Allen. I'm sorry.
On the final plea, Your Honor, it's
Final plea
Staugal is the last name.
Okay, all right.
The accusation was amended to add a lesser charge, so we still need to enter the plea on the other one, even though the other 2 have been null processed, is the reasoning, Your Honor.
Okay, so do I have the paperwork?
Yes, Your Honor, I've given it to Ms. Bolton, and my client is back on the Zoom.
Ms. Marshall Story, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Dowdell, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, and Mr. Trejo, court's ready when you are.
Ready, Your Honor.
Ms. Dowdell, can you raise your right hand for the court? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Marshall Story.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the state has added the charge of disorderly conduct to this matter. The state has also submitted a no process for the charges of simple battery and obstruction of law enforcement officer. The sentence recommendation is the disorderly conduct, a plea to that charge, and the completion of 3 anger management classes. We'd ask that the defendant also receive 12 months of probation, but the state has no objection to probation going non-reporting upon completion of the anger management classes.
Is there a reason that the state objects to termination once he completes the anger management?
No, Your Honor, that would also be sufficient.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Trejo.
No objection, Your Honor. We ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We would ask that the court also waive probation fees for my client, just that she can stay on her feet and manage this case accordingly.
Okay. Ms. Dowdell, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 003590F, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Dowdell. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the 3 anger management classes, the probation will terminate, okay? So the sooner you get this done, the sooner you won't be on probation, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
Let's see, we're gonna put in the chat where you need to go for probation. Ms. Dowdell, if you will report within, if you will report in the next 2 weeks, if you go ahead and get the anger management classes done, once you report and you show them that you've done those classes, then you'll be done, okay?
Can I have someone go for me or no? My mother.
We'll give you where you need to call down to the
Your Honor,
probation.
it's listed in the chat as she looks. Ms. Franklin Redden has already provided that information.
Okay,
That
thank
could
you,
just
Ms.
be
Mark.
shared one more time, given that my client dropped off the Zoom and then rejoined, just that she has access to that whole chat.
Okay, we'll add it again if you don't see it, Ms. Dowdell. So as I was saying, if you get it done quickly, you won't be on probation, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're free to go once you get that where you need to go for the probation, all right?
All righty, thank you.
All right, you have a good day, Ms. Dowdell.
You too.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Tell me your client's name again. I'm sorry. Mr. Smith. All right, and you'll get your waiver filed today. And would you like to go on a final plea calendar or a status calendar? Okay, the status calendar will be January 4th at 9 a.m. Does that work for you? Okay. And we will give you notice, or you'll get notice of this. And if it is going to be a plea, if you would please have your paperwork done beforehand, then we can move you through quickly. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Anything further for the court today? Yes. Have a good day. Thank you. Jones. I'm sorry, I can't hear. Tell me again. Okay, so there's gonna be a plea. Ms. Marshall Story, have you forwarded the plea paperwork and Ms. Jones's case?
Yes, Your Honor. I have sent that plea paperwork to Ms. Bolton. I also CC'd Ms. Jones at her Hotmail account.
Okay, and who are we talking about again, please?
Sarah Thomas, that's on your Orca C status conference calendar, Your Honor, position number 8.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, I believe, I'm gonna give you the tech board. Can you check on that, please? Does that need to be corrected? Has an H on it. I received paperwork and have to defend her name is not spelled in full. You want to write it in or have it fully typed? It needs an H on the end.
Whatever Ms. Jones wishes to do.
Just write it in. Yeah.
My really only pet peeve, and it keeps happening over and over again. You doing all right, Mr. Talley? What was the fine? Is that the one with the bad paperwork?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Wait, give me just a moment. Yes, sir.
I need some help with my application with the public defender. I'm having some problems filling it out.
Okay, is this Mr. Merritt?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Merritt, if you will if you have not done so, put your information in the chat for me, and I will have a public defender call you, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, Ms. Gant, did you hear that? Okay, thank you. All right, someone will be with you, Mr. Merritt.
Thank you, Your Honor.
aside from Mr. Merritt, uh, is there anyone else on Zoom that we need to take care of? I don't know who the GOAT's other iPhone is. Or is there anybody on here that has not that the court has not addressed?
I haven't had my name, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't understand you.
I'm sorry. I said I haven't heard my name. Can you phone for girl?
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Israel, who wasn't present when you called his name at first.
Okay.
So this is just him, non-presence. I'll be speaking to Ms. Riley about this case and I'll have an announcement.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I saw someone on here that I didn't know. Okay.
I told him to just sit tight in the meantime.
All right.
So I've
Very
already
good.
spoken with him.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Trejo. Ms. Jones, the court's ready when you are. Good morning, Ms. Thomas.
Good morning.
Can you raise your right hand for me, ma'am? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hands down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Marshall Story.
Thank you, Your Honor. The plea recommendation in this matter is to the added charge of disorderly conduct, 12 months probation, that the defendant complete a family violence intervention program, alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, which I do believe has been completed, that the defendant goes to the course that is mentioned 3 times a week, and continues that for 6 months. Additionally, Your Honor, the state has no opposition to probation becoming non-reporting after the family violence intervention program is completed.
Ms. Jones.
Your Honor, we would ask that the court accept this recommendation. In past instances, we've discussed at length this case because it involves her husband, Claude Thomas, of 15 years, and they are married. She is 73 years old, and she has consistently come to all the court appearances. She has as well gone through alcohol and drug evaluation and provided that report, as well as through pretrial intervention and anger management program. Since that date, which has been over almost 2 years now, there has not been any other incidents at the Thomas residence involving violence. And there was some concern that there could be alcohol use. She has done that alcohol and drug evaluation. There had not been any other further recommendations. However, the state, through an abundance of caution, is asking for AA meetings. Ms. Thomas has, and she wanted to address the court because she has completely stopped even consuming alcohol at all. Now, alcohol was not a cause of this initial arrest. But it was alleged at one point in time that she may have issues with alcohol. But she does not consume alcohol, and both the husband has come forward as well this morning with that acknowledgement. And also he had previously sent a request no longer to prosecute this case. However, the state is requesting that and Ms. Thomas is agreeing to continue to do whatever courses are necessary. And it is I believe domestic violence courses as well as further alcohol anonymous courses were the courses that are being recommended by the state. Ms. Thomas at this point she is in agreement with continuing on with that. But it has been a year and a half and almost 2 years without any other incidences.
And this is a negotiated plea, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further?
I believe Mr. Thomas may want to address the court.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, if you would like to address the court, I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Do. Put your hand down. Thank you, sir. What would you like to tell the court?
My main concern now is that coming back and forth with court, and I work with accountability court. I'm a retired police officer. This is really causing strain more so than being helpful. With her coming back and forth with court and me concerned about what's happening on the backside of this. And I have talked to Ms. Story and I advised her along the way, the effort that I was put forth. And, 15 years of marriage and we've been knowing each other since kids. We love each other and we get along fine. I think in every marriage, there's gonna be 1 or 2 incidents where things are not really called for. But I would like for this to be over with and done. So I can go on with my mental ability of life. And I have one.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anything further before I take the plea?
It's not, so there's nothing.
Jones? Jones?
No, further, Your Honor, not from the defense.
Great, thank you, I appreciate it.
Ms. Thomas, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 0007178, excuse me, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct, is that correct?
That's correct.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I will accept the plea as negotiated. Excuse me, Ms. Thomas. I'm gonna waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And as soon as you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay? So as soon as you get it done, you don't have to report to probation any longer, all right? And yes, I do know that you've been here a number of times. I appreciate you've been on time every time that you've been before this court. I just want to acknowledge that and acknowledge that we had to reschedule this a number of times, but I'm happy that you're getting it, at least this part of it behind you, okay? All right, good luck to you all.
Thank you.
We do have probation here, I believe. They're still here, so if you want to go ahead and meet with them.
All right.
We can get that done also. All right, thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Yes, I'm sorry. No, you're fine. As it relates to position number 23, I have a revised recommendation on that particular case. I was unaware that the defendant, Ms. Wallace Williams, will be able to actually have 30 days to pay the fine, even on a suspended sentence. So she actually wants to go ahead and take that plea today with the caveat that she'd have 30 days to report to the clerk's office to pay the fine.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine with the court.
And let me apologize. I've only done that
You're fine.
probation.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Have you completed the paperwork?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me know when you're ready. Good morning again, Ms. Moss Williams. Are you all ready?
Yes, we're set, John.
Can you raise your right hand for me, ma'am? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Moss Williams, you understand that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present for these proceedings. The court has given you that opportunity. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se, meaning without the advice of an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
With the full understanding that if you did not want to move forward today, that the court would allow you time to get an attorney, but you'd still like to move forward. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case position number 23 on Your Honor's arraignment calendar. It is case number 22 CR 007226. And this is Moesha Sierra Moss Williams. She is charged with count 1, racing, count 2 of reckless driving. Your Honor, as it relates to this case, the state's recommendation on count 1 is 12 months to serve 10 days. That 10 days will be suspended upon payment of a $500 fine. The balance of the sentence is suspended. However, upon the payment of the $500 fine, the suspended balance would then terminate. As it relates to count 2, Your Honor, reckless driving, the state's offer was that count 2 would merge into count 1.
Okay.
As it relates to the factual basis, I have gone over the factual basis as well as the other paperwork with Ms. Moss Williams, and she does stipulate to the factual basis of the charge of racing and reckless driving.
Okay, is that correct, Ms. Moss Williams?
Yes, sir.
And then that's your understanding of the negotiated plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Moss Williams, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007226, you wish to plead guilty to racing.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol
No,
this
sir.
morning? You have a right to have counsel here present. It's my understanding that you've waived your right to counsel. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you go through the plea paperwork line by line?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign the bottom of the plea paperwork?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you're currently on probation, that your probation status could be affected by your plea today.
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you're not a United States citizen, that your status could be affected.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Moss Williams.
Thank you.
So it's my understanding that the $500 plus whatever surcharges are going to be paid when?
Within 30 days. She did indicate that she could make that payment by January 4th of this year, which is within the 30 days.
Okay, so was the agreement that she's going to be given that time to pay it, or is she going to need to go on probation to get the fine paid?
The agreement was that she'd be given the 30 days to actually make the payment. And it was explained as well that failure to do so within the 30 days could result in violation of the suspended sentence.
Okay,
And she was explaining that the suspended sentence is suspending over her head for a period of 11 months and about 20 days.
you understand that? So, before you leave, let's make sure that you know where you need to go get that, fine paid if you don't already know, so that, once you get it paid, if you can, make, council aware, that it's been paid, so that you'll be done, okay?
Okay,
Any questions?
no, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Mossberg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
I'd like to use you.
have a good day. Good to see you as always. All right. Well, I appreciate your staff. Thank you. All right. Have a good day.
You all too.
Our state is ready on Desmond flights.
Okay,
I believe that's gonna be a pro safety. I believe your honor may have the paperwork.
I believe I do, Ms. Fall. All right.
Good morning. Your Honor.
Hey, how are you today?
Where are you?
Uh-huh.
That previous case was, he said, so calendar.
Yes, let's reset that till the 4th, to make sure that at least we keep some tabs. You're welcome. Have a good day. Okay, you ready, Ms. Vaughn?
Yes, Your Honor. I also have an announcement on position 19, Jerry Lorenzo. He did present his receipt from the clerk's office, so that has been paid.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Report to know. So Mr. Desmond Sykes was charged with racing, reckless driving, speeding, and disorderly conduct. The facts would show on this case that on February 12th, 2022, at approximately 10:56 p.m., while on patrol at Memorial Avenue and Capitol Avenue, Memorial Drive and Capitol Avenue, APD Aviation advised they saw two vehicles traveling at high rate of speed on I-20 West. It appeared that the vehicles were in fact racing. They did keep a visual and observe the vehicles exit onto Capitol Avenue. They located one of the vehicles, a Nissan 370Z, stopped in traffic and were able to pull in front of the vehicle and block its path. The driver was asked to exit and then was placed under arrest. He stated he was not racing, but was rather in a hurry to get to work. And again, this was seen by not only an officer at the location, but then the APD officer. They observed the vehicle approaching the intersection. While turning, they observed the driver accelerating, causing the rear tires to spin in a reckless manner. And they did confirm that in fact it was the correct vehicle prior to placing him under arrest. The state's recommendation on this case, Your Honor, is on the count 1 of racing, 12 months probation, 10 days in jail suspended upon the payment of a $500 fine. And that will be suspended upon the payment of that fine. The count 2 reckless driving is 12 months probation, a $500 fine. Count 3 speeding, 12 months probation, a $200 fine. And count 4 disorderly conduct is 12 months with 10 days to serve, suspended upon the payment of a $500 fine. That would make the total 12 months probation with fines in the amount of $1,700. And that would 10 days jail suspended upon the payment of that total fine of $1,700, Your Honor. State also would ask for a special condition that the defendant not engage in any racing, laying of drag, or reckless driving during the period of probation. That is all for the state.
Mr. Sykes, good morning again. Can you raise your right hand for me? Okay. The other right hand. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You should put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Falk, has given you that recommendation. Is that the recommendation that you understand and agree to?
Yes, but I would want to see if I could get like half of it in community service. Possibly.
I prefer to give community service. Do you have any objection to community service, Ms. Falk? I think that
How old are you?
21. Just turned.
How much community service?
it was, so I don't know how much you want, but if you wanted to get rid of $1,000, it'd be 100 hours of community service. So it'd be 100 hours of community service and then another $700. Is that right?
Correct.
Is $700 more?
That'll work.
Something that's,
Can we maybe split the baby, do 750 and 120 hours of community service?
I normally give people, if it's $1,000, 100 hours of community service. So,
States agree.
okay, all right. I really prefer if people want to do community service. I don't get a lot of people who come that they will do whatever they can not to do community service. And especially with something like this, I think that community service could serve, obviously the community, but would help you out with any financial problems that you would have. So I'm happy to give you community service as opposed to a total fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So if the agreement's going to be 100 hours of community service, we'll change that and $700 fine. And if Ms. Walker, we can change the paperwork at a point to make that two of those $500 fines, 50 hours of community service each. Thank you. I appreciate you agreeing. And while she's doing that, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. The court has offered to let you have time to get an attorney. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se today and that you wish to enter into this plea negotiation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I'm putting that 50 hours of community services to the reckless driving and the disorderly conduct.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sykes, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007200, that you wish to plead guilty to racing, reckless driving, disorderly conduct, and speeding. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been given the opportunity to have counsel in the case. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I believe he did not qualify for the services of the public defender.
Did you
That's
seek?
what we had.
Okay. Did you seek to qualify for the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And did they let you know that you did not qualify?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We do have an announcement that you didn't qualify, and as such, as I mentioned before, you were given the opportunity to reset this and come back with an attorney if you chose to, but you wish to proceed without an attorney today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the opportunity to go through the plea sheet line by line.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed it at and this is your signature at the bottom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I will accept the plea as negotiated. When do you think you can get, what would you like to do as far as, is he going to be on probation until
Until the pay,
until he pays the fine and does a community service? Okay, so with that said, Mr. Sykes, I am going to waive the probation fees while you're on probation. And as soon as you pay the $700 and as soon as you do the 100 hours of community service, the probation will terminate, okay?
All right. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have any questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I believe that we have someone here from probation so that you can speak with them today. All right, I'm glad you're ready to handle this, Mr. Sykes. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank
Let me. Your Honor, we are prepared to go forward on Mr. Jalen Allen, position 1.
Okay. And is he represented or not?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Spelling right there.
Good morning again, Mr. Allen.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Thank you. Let's go.
Yes, Your Honor, this is case 22 CR 00737, state of Georgia versus Jalen Allen. Mr. Allen is charged with 1 count of speeding, 1 count of failure to signal lane change or turn, 1 count of racing, and 1 count of reckless driving. The state would expect the facts to show that on May 30th, 2021, at approximately 12:28 a.m., officers were stationary at the shoulder of I-75/85 North, monitoring traffic going northbound. They observed a yellow Chevy Camaro and a gray Chevy Camaro operating at a high rate of speed, traveling in multiple travel lanes in a competitive attempt to outdistance and or outperform one another, without providing any signal or intention to alert drivers proceeding from the rear. They estimated the vehicles were going approximately 94 to 96 miles per hour, with the gray Camaro going between 92 and 94 miles per hour. And they were able to confirm via activation of the rear antenna that the defendant, who was driving the gray Chevy Camaro, was going at speeds of 93 miles per hour. Both vehicles merged from the number 3 lane to the number 6 lane, exiting onto Pine Street. Due to the traffic control device being red and preventing them from escaping, they were stopped and the drivers were arrested. If I can just steal that to you, if you don't mind. Thank you. As to count 1, the speeding, we are merging that into count 3, the charge of racing. As to count 2, the failure to maintain to signal lane change, that will be dismissed. As to count 4, the reckless driving, it will merge into count 3, the racing. The recommendation is 12 months, 10 days in jail, suspended upon payment of a $500 fine. And that is the state's recommendation on this case, Your Honor. The defense did request a NOLO, and again, due to the circumstances of this case, the manner of driving, the speed at which they were going, the state declined to offer a NOLO and does object to a NOLO.
But, Your Honor, we still request a NOLO for 2 reasons. 1, he has no prior traffic convictions or any other convictions. And 2, he's a part-time truck driver. And I don't believe he can protect his job unless he enters a NOLO.
And actually, looking at his driving history, I would contend that that seems to be inaccurate. I'm seeing a speeding 60 and a 45, disposition date February 8th, 2021 in Roberta Municipal Court.
And that was dismissed, I believe. I understood.
Well, it says disposition bond paid, so I would not say that would be a dismissal.
I don't know. I haven't checked. So
Does he have?
That's his only offense. I still request a NOLO.
He has a CDL?
No, sir.
Okay.
Oh, she has to have a CDO.
Oh.
Okay. I'm not gonna treat him any different than I've treated anyone else today that has requested a NOLO under these circumstances. I will allow him to enter a guilty plea, but not a NOLO plea to the charge. If he wants to plead guilty, then the court will accept those terms.
Do you understand that? If you don't want your plea guilty, he's not gonna take a NOLO. But you have to decide whether what your job's gonna do.
Okay.
Up to you.
Okay. I tell them they let me go, they should let me go. I said, I tell them they just let me go, they just let me go.
Okay. He wants to enter this plea.
All right, can,
Yes,
he
sir.
make the change? Thank you, Ms. Bo.
Certainly guilty and I'm sure she's here as well.
Right beside mine.
You'll need to do the same on page two. It says here, it's saying guilty. Just put your initials, we can put them out to the side and that. You'll need to do as well. Mr. Allen.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Rattler?
Yeah, and again, I understand under 186 that he can, it's 120-day suspension, but he's eligible for a limited permit from the DMV. And he does have the $500 with him today. He can pay that fine. I'm not sure about the surcharges on that. Total seven. You got that much?
737.50.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he said he can pay that total amount today.
Okay, 1,300, 400.
No, no, 100, no.
And as we have asked the other defendants, I would just ask them to bring up a copy of the receipts. And
Okay, so if he gets it paid today, if we can bring this
And he-
back to Ms. Falk so that
He goes to the clerk's office to
I,
pay it?
I believe him instructed that he'll just have, what they.
Okay, they'll take care of it.
Okay.
No,
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 not
no,
yet.
not quite yet. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Allen, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007137, you wish to plead guilty to racing, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the opportunity to go through the form line by line?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it at the bottom?
Yes, sir, I did.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea, Mr. Allen. And once you get it paid, you'll be done, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
So it's just 137.
737.
Oh, 700. Okay.
There's surcharges.
Okay.
We have an announcement on position 1 on the Orca status calendar. That is Naquan Fudrell.
Okay,
My client wishes to enter a not guilty plea and be placed on the next available bench trial calendar.
okay. Ms. Bolton, when is the date? Okay, January 20th, at 1:30, no.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you hear that, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, and the state for the record would just state that the state's previous offer is withdrawn. The offer for the record was for Mr. Fedorell to show proof of legitimizing the child for the case to be dismissed, or 12 months on probation and 1 parenting class, which he has rejected those offers. So the state's offer is now withdrawn, so it would be a non-negotiated plea or to a different offer if he pleads after today.
Okay, understood.
Yes, sir. I've informed my client to that effect.
Very good. Any additional announcements?
Yes, sir. I've just given plea paperwork on position 6 on the arraignment calendar. That's Mr. Nathaniel Charlton, and he's present in the courtroom today to enter that plea.
Okay, you ready for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who's presenting from the state? This is Mr. Charlton, position 6 on my calendar.
Back to your, let me just, if I may. give this
Okay.
paperwork To, and then I will be right before if I may. If I may just have a moment to pull up this case.
Yeah, take your time.
Thank you. Your Honor, this is the state of Georgia versus Nathaniel Charlton, case number 22 CR 00761. Mr. Charlton is charged with 1 count of racing and 1 count of reckless driving. This occurred on February 13th of 2022 at approximately 10:32 p.m. The defendant was racing a black Honda, and he was racing on I-75/85 around 17th Street. He was also, by doing so, driving in a reckless manner. The state's recommendation on this case is on count 1, we are entering a null pros. As to count 2, we are recommending 12 months. That is to be suspended upon the payment of a $750 fine. We are also asking as a special condition that the defendant engage in no racing, no reckless driving, or any laying of drag.
Yeah.
Nothing further, Your Honor. We would ask that the court accept the plea as negotiated. It shouldn't be an issue to comply with any of the conditions. We would ask the court to waive probation fees and also any surcharges on that fine. My client has indicated that $750 is pretty hefty. So we wouldn't want to compound that additionally, if not absolutely necessary, just that he can accommodate that, making that payment.
I can waive probation fees, but I don't think I can waive the surcharge. So he'd have to pay whatever surcharge that there is, but I'm happy to waive probation fees. Is he able to? And it's my understanding that is he able to pay today?
Are you able to pay today or do you need some time?
So,
We previously discussed that he needs some time to make that payment, Your Honor.
okay, so he will be on probation until he completes the payment. I will waive the probation fees for him while he's on probation. And then when he makes the payment, the probation will terminate. Okay?
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
Right. Good morning again, Mr. Charlton. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. It's my understanding, Mr. Charlton, that in case 22 CR 007161, you wish to plead guilty to reckless driving. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Charlton. Again, I'll waive the fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right, good luck to you, sir.
Great, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Put that for me.
And Your Honor, who's the litigation manager I would need to send this to?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Contact information, just confirmation, be in touch with you.
And do we still have someone here from probation or not? Oh, yeah, we do.
I'm at the Senate sheet. We need the Senate sheet.
And Your Honor, we have one last case for defendant is filling out paperwork. But after that, we would like to just ask Your Honor to call the calendar again, so we can make sure reconcile that we reconcile all of our.
Of course, yes, okay. And are you all, the public defender have any announcements, or are you working with anyone?
Yes, Your Honor. There is an announcement for position 2, Carlos Cruz Merritt. He says, well, he's on Orca arraignment.
Okay.
The number 22.
Tell me the name again, Ms. Gant, I'm sorry.
Carlos Cruz Merritt.
22. Okay. Okay. Yes, Ms. Gant.
Mr. Merritt does qualify for the services of the Public Defender's Office. I have had a moment to discuss the offer with ASG Roads, and I am requesting that we reset this case for the next status calendar so that I may have an opportunity to fully discuss this case with my client, Your Honor.
Okay, that will be. Okay, thank you. January 4th, work for you,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Gant? Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see, Mr. Merritt, are you with us? Is he still on the line?
He should be.
I don't see him. Ms. Gant, you'll have to let him know, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You might have fallen on. Is the public, are you all working with anyone else? Do you have any other announcements?
I believe so.
I believe that's the calendar is concluded for Public Defender's
Okay,
Office.
so as soon as I take this last plea, we should be done. So you're working with one other person, Ms.?
If we could go
Ms.
through
Wall?
the calendar now while we're just waiting for this.
Okay. Is that, all right with you, Ms. Redden? Okay. As soon as she's ready, we'll go through the calendar. And while she's getting ready, are you ready to go through your calendars, Ms. Bolton? Okay, thank
probation, you gotta stay with. He says last time. Oh, yeah.
He's the one who was sending us online. This person is the one who I.
Okay, I'm ready, Your Honor, whenever you are. Or if you want to just wait, you want to wait? No, why don't we just go over these will be all the Zoom calendars, I think. We'll go over, we'll go over the arraignment calendar as soon as Ms. Redding is ready, but we can go over the other, your calendars. Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay,
Ms.
so I'll start with the Orca C add-on calendar. Position 1 is the final plea reset, January 11th. Position 2 reset, final plea, January 11th. Position 3, bench warrants. Orca C final plea calendar, position 1 was a plea, position 2 was a plea. Position 3 is a status reset for January 11th. Position 4, final plea reset for February 1st. Position 5 reset for 12/28 for final plea. Orca C status, position 1 was a bench trial request, position 2 was a plea, position 3 reset January 11th. Position 4, no pros, position 5 reset 125 motions. Position 6 reset 111 final plea. Position 7 was a jury trial request. Position 8 was a plea. Anybody, any questions, concerns for Orca C calendars?
Nothing from the state. Thank you.
Defense? Questions?
No, I have no questions. Thank you. Okay. I mean, was he was in part, was he? No problem. Hold on, wait. Did you find out about the possible? Okay, we'll get that from, we'll get that. Excuse me, I'm sorry, the gentleman, position 3, that's in custody, what are you guys gonna do with that one? He's in jail. Yeah. His 11, Timothy Horn, he waived formal arraignments previously, Attorney Winfrey. Okay, I have it was Winfrey. He must have made an announcement, and so we'll put that on the next status. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Your Honor, if I may, on position number 7 on the Orca C status, was a trial date provided?
No, Ms. Githier, and we don't have any trial dates scheduled yet. But as soon as the Orca division decides to schedule them, it'll be placed on one for January, February, it's my understanding.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, since I have Ms. Falk right here, Ms. Falk, you said you were gonna, on position 4, Mr. Calderon, you were gonna make an announcement.
Yes, that case is currently in Judge Edie's courtroom under a different case number, and so we'll be proceeding with Judge Edie's case and not the case on the calendar.
Okay, return to Judge Edie. And, did your staff speak with position 27, Stephen Shepherd?
We have the communication
Okay,
board right
that's
here.
here.
Okay, let me get this. Yes, if you go to the different case number, that's submission 4. Your calendar. Because it's under, it's a duplicate case, we are not proceeding on the case, we are proceeding with the 21 CR number in Judge.
Can I give you a copy of the case?
Thank you. So we'll take the plea, then we'll go over the calendar, and then we'll be done.
And I have Stephen Shepherd's paperwork right here. He is considered per se, did not qualify.
Mr. Shepherd, come on up, sir. You will know which one?
Thank you.
Mr. Shepherd.
Yes, sir.
See, good morning again.
Good morning.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Shepherd, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. It's my understanding that you tried to qualify for the public defender and you did not qualify. The court has offered you the opportunity to come back at a later time if you'd like to seek the advice of counsel. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se today and enter into a plea to these charges. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor, this is case 22 CR 007239. Versus Stephen Shepherd. Mr. Shepherd is charged with 1 count of fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer. 1 count of speeding, 1 count of racing, and 1 count of reckless driving. Had this case gone to trial, the state would expect to prove that on September 18th of 2020 at approximately 7 p.m., officers were patrolling on 75 northbound and CW Grant Parkway. They observed 2 vehicles traveling at high rate speed, weaving in and out of traffic in a street racing manner. They checked one of the vehicles going at 107 miles per hour before activating their emergency equipment in an attempt to initiate a traffic stop. As the officer approached the black Chevy Camaro, the driver of the vehicle, which we would expect to show was the defendant, accelerated and increased speed substantially in a fleeing manner. While using due regard, the officer continued to follow the vehicle on 7585 northbound to the Ralph David Abernathy exit ramp. They then observed the driver of the vehicle collide with the utility pole and exit his vehicle with his hands out. They placed the defendant under arrest for fleeing and eluding, and after searching his person, they did recover his driver's license, which showed his name to be Stephen Richard Shepherd. They did transport Mr. Shepherd to Grady Medical Facility where he was released and then taken to the jail. Your Honor, obviously, this ended in a vehicle wreck for this defendant. I have explained to the defendant that, quite frankly, he's lucky it didn't go worse for him. Driving in this manner, going 107 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone and then fleeing from the police is a recipe for disaster. And the state does take this very seriously, which is why our recommendation on this is to count 1, the fleeing and eluding, 12 months to serve 30 days. We are recommending he do that this weekend in jail. Mr. Shepherd has indicated it. He has full-time employment. And so we are conceding to allowing him to do those on the weekends. The ballots would be probated and there would be a $500 fine. On count 2, 12 months probation. As to count 3, the charge of racing, that's gonna be 12 months probation, serve 30 days to run concurrent with a $500 fine. That would be, that would be the 30 days. Actually, we're gonna strike the 30 days, 12 months, $500 fine to run consecutively count 1. Count 4, the reckless driving, 12 months probation, $500 fine to run concurrent. So that is a total recommendation of 24 months probation, 30 days in jail, but he can serve on weekends, and a total of a $1,500 fine.
That's your understanding, Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
You do understand that the state's recommendation is that you do 30 days in jail.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and you'd like to proceed knowing that you're about to go to jail without the advice of counsel.
On the weekends, yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to make it clear that their recommendation is jail time. And you want this court to accept that recommendation, knowing that you haven't been represented in this matter. Is that your request to the court?
I attempt to get record. Yes.
I can't hear.
I say yes.
Yes to what?
To the jail time on the weekends, yes.
Okay, all right.
And Your Honor, I just want to make it clear, both myself and Mr. Damage did advise him and his mother, is that correct?
Yes.
That, he could proceed with hiring his own counsel when we recommended to him that would be advantageous to him. He indicated that he would like to resolve this today.
Okay.
I do believe he does have one request in regards to weekends, and Mr. Stevens, if you could, Mr. Shepherd, if you just let the court know what your request is.
What she said about the changing shift, like 7.
Oh, we're doing check-in at 7 p.m. for him, but I think he wanted to make a request regarding the holidays.
Well, I was told I can possibly do after the holidays or something.
Oh, I don't, if the state doesn't object, I don't mind if you start
I don't object to
January
starting
2nd or whenever.
the Christmas holidays.
Okay, do you know, Ms. Falk, I know that they get two, or maybe somebody can tell me. They get 2 for 1. Do they get 2 for 1 if they're only gonna go on the weekend?
I told Mr. Shepherd candidly that I did not know whether they did or not.
Okay, so if there was a resounding no.
No.
Okay, if you went all at one time, then the 30 days would be 15 days because they give 2 for 1 at the jail. If you do it on the weekends, you're gonna have to do 30 days on the weekends. Does that make,
I have spent,
want to reconsider how much,
I work 2 full-time jobs, so it's not gonna be possible.
okay, all right. I just wanted to give you that option, knowing that you're gonna do
I can serve.
30 days.
I went to jail for like 4 or 5 days already.
Let me just double check that, because if that's correct, he would get credit for that time. So let me just look and see how many days he did serve in the jail. I was not aware of that, but I can check very quickly and find out. Did you do that here in the Fulton County Jail?
Yes.
Okay, I'm only seeing one case under Stephen Shepherd, and it's a date of birth of 1968. It's not this defendant, so I don't. Did you go to Rice Street?
I went to court. It's my 5th time coming to court for this.
Well, I would give you credit for time served if there is credit, if there wasn't time served.
I went to jail. I spent 4 to 5 days in jail.
And Your Honor, if he can present that paperwork to the jail, I believe, and let me just ask, I believe they can give him credit if he can present that paperwork, but I don't have anything in the Fulton County Jail showing he's ever looked at.
Okay, Mr. Jordan, are you able to verify whether or not he's done he has any time served?
I do believe a few of them were taken to the City of Atlanta Detention Center. So it could have been at the City of Atlanta Detention
Okay,
Center.
all right,
A great deal of them were not taken to the Fulton County Jail.
okay,
So
all right, thank you. Well, we're gonna give you credit for time served if you actually serve some time in the Fulton County Jail. Otherwise, it's going to be, if you're doing it on the weekend, it's gonna be 30 days. And I appreciate that you are working the amount of time that you are working.
And his service would start January 6th, Your Honor, which
Okay,
would be after the holidays.
okay. And I know that there's some special paperwork that we have to do as far as when he's gonna turn himself in, the day and the time. So let's make sure we get that correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Shepherd, do you have any questions for me before we complete the plea?
So about the $1,500 I paid that today.
Say it again.
1,500 I paid that today.
Are you able to?
Yes,
Okay, yes, then if you're able to, then that'll be fine. We
I'm
can
still be on probation.
Your Honor, and Your Honor, if he's able to pay that today, obviously he will still be on probation until the conclusion of his jail sentence.
Yes.
And we are also, and I omitted this, my apologies, asking for the same special condition as we have asked for on all the previous defendants, that he engage in no racing, laying of drag, or reckless driving during the period of probation.
I don't do that. I work every day, Monday through, and I work weekends, so.
It is just a special condition.
Yeah, I understand.
Not only the period of probation, which is what we'll have you on, but not ever again.
All right.
Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Shepherd, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007239, you wish to plead guilty to fleeing and attempting to elude speeding, racing, and reckless driving. Is that correct?
I had pled NOLO.
I don't believe that the state is going to accept a NOLO plea. I won't accept a NOLO plea, given the nature of the charges and how I've treated other people today in court. So I'm happy to accept your guilty plea if that's what you'd like to do, but I won't accept a NOLO plea.
All right.
So it's my understanding that you do wish to plead guilty to fleeing and attempting to elude speeding, racing, and reckless driving. Is that right?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You, still morning. You have been given the opportunity to have counsel in this matter. The court has even given you the opportunity to come back at a later date with that counsel. It's my understanding that you wish to take this plea and you wish to move forward today pro se. Is that right?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes.
Did you go through the plea paperwork line by line?
Yes.
And is this your signature at the bottom of the paperwork?
Yes.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
You understand that if you are currently on probation, that your probation status could be affected by this guilty plea.
If I'm not on probation.
And you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, that your status could be affected by this plea.
Yes.
I will accept the plea as negotiated. If you pay the fine today, you won't have any additional fines to pay. You'll be on probation through your jail term. Any objection to termination once the jail time has been done and he's paid the fine?
I would say we would not object to termination after 12 months, because his sentence is 20 months. So terminating that before the at least 12 months of probation, we would object to, but we don't object to after 12 months, he can be terminated.
Okay, okay, so I'm gonna waive those probation fees for you, since I know that you're hard working and those fees can add up quickly. You'll be on probation for 12 months, and then once that 12 months is up, then the probation will terminate, okay?
All right.
Any questions for me?
No.
All right, we have someone here from probation, so you can see them today, okay?
All right.
We will also have to get the paperwork done as far as the day and the time that he's gonna report to the jail.
Yes, sure.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Schubert.
Thank you.
I was told, I believe the lady with the good vibes that you wanted to address the court on a matter. Yes? Okay, you can come up to the stand now. And you're somebody's mother?
I am. I'm Richard O'Brien's Burnett's mom.
And tell me the name again.
Richard O'Brien Burnett.
Okay. Yes, what's your name?
Joanne Burnett.
Okay, good. Good afternoon. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear upon the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
So you can put your hand up. What did you want to tell me about your son, Richard Burnett?
Well, I called just to inquire that he is currently incarcerated and has been since 2020, of March. And his release date will be 2024 of March. So he could not appear, but I was told that I had to appear on his behalf.
Okay, well, we appreciate you doing that, ma'am. We'll make a note that he's in custody. Ms. Falk?
He just has one inquiry. Could you tell us where he's currently in custody?
Yeah. May I look at?
Oh, yeah, you're fine, yes.
It is Hancock State Prison.
And Your Honor, the state can just check that for you.
Okay,
Go from there.
all right. You need anything further of Ms. Burnett?
And that's his.
Burnett, yeah. I just basically, I'm sorry.
No.
I just basically wanted to make sure that there was not a bench warrant out for his
Okay.
arrest. That was really my reason for appearing.
I'm glad you did, ma'am. Thank you. No, we won't issue a bench warrant. for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, anything?
Thank
further?
you.
All right, have a good day, ma'am.
You as well.
Okay, so as soon as everyone's ready, Ms. Redding, we will go over the calendar.
Just, for your vote count,
Yes,
Jalen Allen is unable to pay the total fine after the surcharges were added in.
okay,
He's gonna need to go on probation.
okay. Is he still here?
He may be out with probation.
Okay. All right, thank you.
That's all you need from me. I gave you everything.
Thanks.
You want me to email your client? That was what trying to say. You want me to email her about the probation information? You want me to email,
That'd be great.
and then I'll CC you on it.
Just be told, sure that she has it.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
Okay, and we still have someone from probation here?
They're out in the hallways.
Oh, okay, okay, we'll be with you, sir, okay?
And Your Honor, I have verified that Mr. Richard O'Brien Burnett is in Hancock State Prison for trafficking narcotics with a possible release date of March 29th, 2024.
Thank you.
So the state would not for bench warrant if that matter.
That's very kind of you, Ms. Falk. Say it again? Oh, well, we'll just have to further notice. Okay.
Attorney General. Yes.
This is the Orca arraignment calendar. Position number 1, Allen, negotiated plea. Position number 2, Andretti, negotiated plea. Position number 3, Burnett. Case will be further noticed. Defendant is incarcerated. Position number 4, Carolyn. Case to be returned back to Judge Edie. Position number 5, Kennedy. Reset the show cause calendar. Defendant was FTA. Reset the show cause calendar for January 4th at 9. Position number 6, Charlton, negotiated plea. Position number 7, reset to January 25th at 9:00 a.m. because a waiver of arraignment was filed. Position number 8,
FTA reset to the show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 9, FTA reset to the show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 10, Hill FTA reset to the show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 11, reset to January 25th at 9. Waiver of arraignment to be filed. Position number 12, Howell negotiated plea. Position number 13, Humphrey FTA reset to show cause calendar, January 4th. Position 14, FTA reset show cause calendar, January 4th. Position 15, waiver of arraignment reset to January 25th at 9. Last name is Johnson, and that is Demetrius Johnson. Position number 16, Demetrius Johnson reset to the status calendar, January 25th. Position number 17, FTA Johnson, Kelvin Johnson, FTA reset the show cause calendar, January 4th. Position number 18, Lorenzo negotiated plea. Position number 19, Martinez Mora reset to the status calendar, January 4th. Position number 20, FTA, defendant last name is Massey. FTA reset to show cause calendar, January 4th. Position number 21, Merritt reset to the status calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 22, Moss Williams negotiated plea. Position number 23, Naritanon, leave of absence was filed. Case was reset to January 25th status calendar. Position number 24, last name Newsome, FTA reset to show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 25, Nixon, FTA reset to show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 26, Seaborn, FTA reset to show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 27, Shepherd, negotiated plea. Position 28, Smith, negotiated plea. Position number 29, Sykes, negotiated plea. Position 30, Thomas, requested jury trial. Position number 31, Trice, reset to the final plea calendar, January 11th at 9. Position 32, Walker, reset for bench trial, January 25th at 1:30 to appear in person. Position number 33, Welch, reset for the final plea calendar, January 11th at 9. Position 34, Williams, FTA, reset for show cause calendar, January 4th at 9. Position number 35, Wood, negotiated plea, and position number 36 is a duplicate.
Position 28, Philip Smith. Was that not Wanda Dallas's case, and she filed a waiver and reset for January 4th? No?
I have.
Your Honor, excuse me, yes. Position 29, I believe that was the case with Wanda Dallas. I do not believe, and that's Philip Junior Smith. I do not believe that was plea. I think
Okay.
they waived a rating on that case.
My apologies.
That's fine. That's what I have down. Also,
Okay.
Ms. Falcon,
Just wanted to double check on that.
we reset it for January 4th calendar.
We'll reset that for the January 25th calendar year.
Okay,
There's a waiver of arraignment.
okay. Well, let her know because I don't know if I told her the 4th or the 25th, but
And just to check on position 20, Ulysses Martinez Mora, is that set January 24th at 9 a.m.? That's right there.
yes.
So it's January 4th? Yes. Right. So I just wanted to reconcile that. So we have Ulysses Martinez Mora as January 4th at 9 a.m. as a hiring.
Correct.
Thank you so much. And I believe that's all for the state. I don't have any other questions on the calendar.
Okay, very good. I appreciate everybody's indulgence and hard work today. I also appreciate, I believe, that the offers were fair and reasonable, in these matters. And I think that that's a reason that we, got a lot of these cases moved. So I appreciate that, from the state. And, yeah, I just appreciate everyone's hard work today. So I'll see you next time.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. My name is Carlos Merritt. I was talking on the phone with my public defender.
Yes, Mr. Merritt, we saw that you fell off. You've been rescheduled until January 4th, okay? So you'll be able to speak with Ms. Gant. Is this your case, Ms. Gant? Okay, so you'll be able to speak with Ms. Gant before that date, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, you'll get notice.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
Rest of your day. Thank you.
Yes, everyone have a good day. That's on the Zoom call. I'll see you all next time.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay. What is your shirt say, Ms. Riley?
Judge Morrow, don't forget to watch the recap of Channel 2.
Why would I do that?
Just in case you want to see yourself.
I lived through it.
That's right. You had it in person.
All right, have a good day, Ms.
You
Marshall. Story.